I'm Susan Gardner, just wrapping up the Transforming Local Government 2018 conference here in beautiful Tacoma, Washington. Joining me is today's final keynote speaker, indie filmmaker Brett Culp. Super excited to have you here.
Thank you. It's such a delight to be here with you and to chat with your audience for a few minutes. Thanks for inviting me.
His latest film is just coming out. He talked a bit about it today. It's kind of about everyday superheroes that might exist in your community, and we'd love for you to share that with our audience.
So I've had such a unique path as a filmmaker. A few years ago, I made a movie called Legends of the Night, and Legends of the Night tells the stories about people who've overcome difficulties in their own lives, who've done amazing things in the world. These are powerful, positive stories. And we created a unique initiative to go along with it, where individuals and organizations could request a screening of the film, either in their local theater or in a community center. Essentially, we gave the film away so that people could use it for positive things in their world. And the impact was tremendous. It ended up screening in 110 cities all over the world, and this film, Legends of the Night, raised $100,000 for charity and for charitable initiatives in the process. It was such an amazing experience to watch, people, most of these screenings were hosted by people that, didn't make the headlines and weren't well-known people, but they came together as communities to do something good and to make an impact for a charity they cared about and to celebrate the heroic spirit in their community. And that was such a joy to watch it happen, so we did it again. And our brand new film is called Look to the Sky, and the initiative is exactly the same. Both these films are available. They're available to you right now as an organization or to you as an individual to use, whether it's for a charity screening or some sort of enrichment in a school. We've done community screenings of these events, and so the film is available for that. Look to the Sky, this new film, tells the stories of young people young people specifically. It's really a movie about hope, about the possibility that exists within all of us to do good and to make a difference in the world and in our own lives. And there's a lot of these amazing, diverse kids in this movie that have come from different places and different backgrounds and different world perspectives, different ages, and yet have found their own unique path to being a hero. And I think that's what the journey of all of our lives is, no matter what age we are. But to see it in young people is so powerful and hopeful. And so I've been so excited not only to share these stories in this new film, Look to the Sky, but also to create that sort of positive community engagement through this charitable initiative. We filmed in 3 different countries and 20 cities to capture all of these stories and to really go through them. There's stories about, a young person who lost part of her leg and yet still learned to be an amazing dancer and overcame that difficulty. A young man who struggled with homelessness and the journey that he went on to find hope in his life and to create a beautiful life for himself and for his family. And then there's just been amazing stories in the process about a young girl who made a positive difference for a school in Haiti without, when she was just a young girl who raised enough money to feed an entire school. But a lot of these stories are about, just awareness and all the things that are going on around us. I mean, the story of an 8-year-old kid who sees a homeless man in downtown Detroit and says, I want to do something about this. I want to be part of this solution. And so he decides to put on a red cape and go around and, just feed and take care and help these people. It's one of those sorts of things where, he's a young kid. Can he solve that problem today? Well, no, it's more complicated than he is. But he can do his part. He can show up. He can help. He can give. He can have compassion. He can show belief and faith week after week. This kid's been doing this for years, twice a month. And so these kind of stories, just even if it's, the goal of the film is not necessarily to say, oh, you should do exactly this, but the goal of the film is to inspire, the superhero in all of us at any age, to kind of in some ways kind of put our underoos back on and put our capes back on, tie the towel around our neck and run through the backyard, and to believe that we even, in the everyday workings of our world can do something good, can do something positive, can make the world a better place. I believe that deep down, and this filmmaking journey has only made that belief stronger.
Fantastic. So you had a really powerful message today for people who work in the public service, who work for their communities. Would you share that?
Yeah. I mean, it was my joy to present the keynote today, and I love so much the hearts of all of the people who are part of this conference, because it really is just a conference of people that believe in possibility, that believe that change is possible and positive direction is possible, and are willing to invest their energy into that. So it's inspiring for me just to be here. But the message that I shared today was really one about embracing the power that each one of us have to do good, no matter where we feel like we are in our lives, no matter what we feel like our talents and skills are, to embrace the idea that we are all very powerful and we all can make a positive difference. And I think in the struggle of that, we sometimes kind of lose our way because it's very difficult and very challenging. So we talked about that idea of holding tightly to your anchor, of really remembering and keeping in mind why the mission you're on is so important, why it matters, and who it matters to. And then we talked about the idea of hope, that hope is really kind of the secret weapon in that. And hope is really about possibility. It's about looking at what is and the difficulties of it and acknowledging that, but also imagining what could be, what's possible for us as individuals, for communities, and globally what we can be. And I think leadership at its core is about that. It's about holding space for that. And even when people in our families and our communities may lose track of that, it's about remembering and holding space for what's possible. So I love that. I loved being there. And what was also very cool is that one of the young ladies that's in my newest film, Look to the Sky, who, if you've been watching carefully, has been walking behind us as we have been talking. Come here.
Yeah.
This is my buddy Violet. And Violet was in this newest film, Look to the Sky, and she's here with me today.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry you weren't here so that you could meet Violet. But Violet is a cancer survivor. She encountered that when she was very young, but her spirit is so amazing. And she is now doing, you want to tell them about blessing bundles? What you're doing with blessing bundles? Tell them.
Yeah, well, I give tote bags to sick kids in the hospital at Seattle Children's. But if they're too far away, I ship them out. Before I ship them out to the Philippines. So.
That's right. So Violet even used the difficulties of her life to now be empathetic to the difficulties of others, and she's now helping other kids. And I think that's in some ways kind of the message that we all bring, is that the difficulties and the challenges we face, it's not about letting those destroy us. It's about using those as the motivation to have more empathy, to have empathy for other people who are going through difficulties, and then to help them. So Violet went through cancer. Now she's helping other kids who are going, and other families who are going through that same thing. And I think we all have that opportunity in our personal lives and in our communities.
I think you are a real hero, Violet.
Thank you.
And I loved the message you had for the people earlier today. Do you want to?
Yeah. So when you were up on stage and you were talking to the people here, people that are watching this are more people like these people that want to help and do good. What would you say to these folks? What did you say to them when you were in there?
Just be kind. Just be yourself. Be yourself.
That's it.
Thank you
Yes.
so much, Violet. Thank you, Brett.
Thank you.
It was really good having both of you here.
Thanks for
Thank you.
having us.